Hey guys, what's up? Chief Pat here, and today bringing you guys a brand new Clash Royale video. And today we're going to be checking out the newest card coming out inside of Clash Royale, which is the clone spell. And I'm going to show you guys some gameplay of the clone spell inside of this video. Now, for the clone spell, going over the spell page just one more time, you can see it's a 3 elixir epic card, and it's going to duplicate all friendly troops in the target area. Clone troops are fragile, but pack the same punch as the original, and it doesn't affect buildings. Now, for those troops that actually get cloned, the funny thing about them is that they only have a single hit point. So let's say you clone a troop and you go ahead and use, or your opponent uses a zap, arrows, log, whatever against it, it will take it out in a single hit. Whether it's a golem or a skeleton, it will be 1 HP if it gets cloned. And rather than babble on about the clone spell, let's go ahead and check out some gameplay. Now, I know everyone's favorite card inside of Clash Royale recently is the Royal Giant, so I'm going to go ahead and use that for my very first clone target. And of course, you're going to have to play the Royal Giant first, or whatever card you're trying to clone, and then drop the clone spell on top of it, and that's going to go ahead and make a duplicate. Now, there's the second Royal Giant right there. It's a little bit transparent, and that's going to be the clone copy. And like I said, it only has a single hit point, but it does the same amount of damage as the original. So this makes it really effective if you're using the clone spell on damage dealing units, and it ended up taking that tower out pretty quickly. And you can see that when a unit gets cloned, the tower actually keeps locked onto the original. Now, of course, the zap spell took out the cloned Royal Giant in a single hit, which is sort of funny seeing a Royal Giant go down like that, but there's a lot of really unique interactions with the clone spell, and I'll show you guys one right here with the giant skeleton. And take a look at the giant skeleton at the very top. I'm cycling to my clone spell, and watch what happens. If you get the giant skeleton onto the tower just before it dies, or it doesn't even matter just before it dies, just clone it and take a look at this. 1 giant skeleton bomb, 2 giant skeleton bombs, doing the same amount of damage and blowing up that tower for a 3rd crown inside of the battle. So the clone spell is so unique. You can use it on a massive amount of troops. You don't have to use it on just one. So I have this huge thing of skeletons, barbarians, a knight, and everything else. Let's go and clone all of those, including the guards. And look at that. All of the cloned units will appear, even if it's not just like a single card like that. And it makes it for these really massive amount of troops that, of course, can be killed with a single hit point of damage. Now, this is really effective inside of bait decks. So if you think about decks that use the Goblin Barrel, they use arrows, or no, sorry, Goblin Barrel, Princess, Minion Horde, things that require arrows or zap to kill. This makes it even harder for your opponent to keep track of their spells, to be able to knock out what you have. For example, the clone spell, you can add that into your bait deck, and it's going to work really effectively in confusing your opponent. Crazy ideas you can do with the clone spell, but unfortunately, or I guess pretty fortunately, like I said, you are not allowed to clone a building. So don't worry, guys, we're not going to get any cloned expos in our faces, and not going to have to worry about that anytime soon. Now, I tried to do this thing against myself. I was using 2 of my iPads, and I tried to do like the crazy elixir collector to make as many troops as possible, and it's really difficult if you do it yourself with 2 iPads. I was actually cracking up while I did it, trying to make as many mini P.E.K.K.A.s as possible. So you can see I have 4 right now, and it's really hard to stay tuned to what I'm doing. I'm raging, I'm ice spiriting, I'm playing the other side of the map, but look at all those mini P.E.K.K.A.s. We got 8 mini P.E.K.K.A.s on that side of the map at one point, I think. And it turns out to be pretty ridiculous if you get enough troops cloned to do some work against some towers. So guys, that is the clone spell. It is the newest card coming out inside of Clash Royale inside of a couple of hours. Really fun card to play. It is an epic card, so you guys will have a chance to unlock it, and I'm really loving this card, and it should be amazing to see what the community comes up with it. I know a lot of YouTubers have a little bit of access to play with it and tries to find some funny interactions, but I'm excited to see what you guys come up with and what the best combinations of the clone spell and other cards is. And yeah, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys are excited for the clone spell. If you have any combinations or any ways you think it's going to be used, let me know in the comments section below. And that is going to do it for this video. Until next time, I will see you guys later. Peace out.